So, 2023 has been and gone. We're in 2024, the very first day, just. Um, Thought I'd quickly tell you what happened in 2023, some of the highlights, some of the concerns, and what the plan is for 2024. So, I started 2023 in a slightly nervous or apprehensive mood. I'd, I was given 6 weeks of physiotherapy and occupational therapy when I left hospital at the end of October. And that run out obviously before the start of 2023. And because of the staffing crisis and the funding crisis within the NHS, I had to wait 15 weeks for physiotherapy and 19 weeks for occupational therapy. In that time, from the end of 2022, getting into 2023, I knew that the quality of work that I was doing was nowhere near what was needed. So being given a start date in April, I think it was, for physio, it was brilliant. I needed that. I needed that kick up the backside and also that carrot being dangled in front of me. And once I started doing that, because I'd been on my feet a lot more in that period of time until April, they were starting with someone who was a bit more mobile than the physios and the occupational therapy therapists in the hospital had to deal with. They were getting me back on my feet, which is incredible. The physio that started in April was fine-tuning a lot of stuff and increasing the strength. So one of my big highlights was starting and also being discharged from physio to begin with. They set me some goals, or we set them between us rather. Excuse me. And every goal that I'd set with the physio, I'd achieved before they discharged me. I only had one left to go, which I will get to a little bit later. And the same with the occupational therapy when I started that in May. That lasted a bit longer. I only got discharged in December. We had to loads of stuff we had to work on, and when they started, I needed that. I don't say I was feeling low, because I wasn't. I was just a bit concerned about how much time I'd lost and whether I'd gone backwards. As it happens, I probably did miss out on some good quality work, and I could be further ahead than where I am now, but I didn't go backwards. Everything I did was pushing forward. But I needed that at that time just to be a bit of a boost. At the same time, in May, one of my goals that I'd set was to get back behind the wheel of a car. In May 2023, I went and had my assessment, and if I'd have failed that, I would have still been happy, because to fail it, I had to get behind the wheel of a car, and it was the first time in over 6 months that I'd driven, and I was delighted just getting back behind the wheel. I had an occupational therapist in the back, I had a driving instructor next to me. We chatted, we joked, we had a laugh, and I drove, and it just felt like such a huge tonic, a pick-me-up, when I really needed it most. As it happens, they said I was fine to drive as long as I had adaptive controllers and an automatic car. So 2023, I bought an automatic car. When I passed the assessment, I went and got the adaptive controller fitted, and I've been driving ever since. Even for things like going to physio and going to occupational therapist, I didn't have to have my dad driving me there and waiting for me. That sense of independence and not having to rely so much on everyone, having people change their entire schedules around just so they can fit me in, was brilliant. Such a boost again. So that was a massive, massive milestone. I loved that. And then what happened after that? Another one of the goals, the one I didn't reach while I was in physio, was going to an Everton game. I'd not been to an Everton game for 3.5 years because of injury, illness, lockdown, and things like that. So August 2023, start of the season, I was there, and my dad took me there, dropped me off at the corner at Gladys Street and Goodison Road, came home, waited, drove back down, picked me up and brought me back home, which was the amount of nervous energy I burned that day was incredible. Getting to the top of the stairs, because I sit in the upper lattice, I've never seen so many stairs in my life. It looked like Mount Everest. But I got up there, I got me coffee, I sat down, I watched the game. We got beat, obviously, as we always seem to do these days. But I did it, and it was such a massive tick in the box. It showed I am capable of doing things. I'm not just, I've got my blue badge for the car, so I can park. Nowadays, I can go on my own. I can park closer, which is fantastic. It doesn't take quite as much out of me, but it's still quite tiring. But it was an achievement, and I went back and told the physio, because she was in the same room as my occupational therapist that I was still seeing at the time. I said, the final thing that we didn't do, I've just done. I had to wait until August for the season to start, obviously, but we ticked that box as well. So everything I wanted to do with the physio, I've done, which is fantastic. It's a massive highlight. The occupational therapy, that carried on, and I've got better and better at doing that as well. I've played a couple of games of Call of Duty on my PS5, which I never thought I'd be able to do again while I was lying in the hospital bed. I've not been great, but I've had a couple of goes. I need to push myself to do that more this year, because it's really good exercise for the thumb, good exercise for getting the hand movement. So I've got to do more of that. Another massive achievement this year is my daughter, spending more time with her. Because I can drive now, I've been acting as taxi dad. I laugh about it all the time on the YouTube channel and on Instagram and things. But I've got to spend more time with her than I would have done normally, because I'm the one that's available most of the time. It might just be a 10-minute journey, it might be 15 minutes. I've had loads more of that time with her. So I think we've become closer, and I really do appreciate that. Considering she used to come in and see me all the time in the hospital, to suddenly get closer when you're out of the hospital, I think that's a really good thing that's happened. So much so that we went to see Noel Gallagher in December, me and her, and I was with her for about 6.5 hours that night. Picked her up. We went and watched the gig. We had to stand around for ages because there was trouble getting in. It was that really windy couple of days we had. One side of the arena was closed, so everyone was going in just on the one side. But even through all that and getting stuck in the car park afterwards for half an hour because no one was moving, no problem. Just loved the time I spent with her, being able to share music together. Another absolute massive highlight this year. Another absolutely huge highlight. 2023 is the first time, or the first year in over 3 decades that I've spent the entire calendar year alcohol-free. Not a single alcoholic drink has passed my lips, not one. Obviously, I've gone the stupid, disastrous route to becoming alcohol-free. Don't have a stroke if you want to be alcohol-free. Find some other way of doing it. You really don't want to go down that route, honestly. But I've managed it. And to anyone who's worrying and thinking that they can't do it, you can. You really can. There's got to be something in your mind that tells you want to do it. You can't get through it if you're reliant on alcohol and you haven't got that will to cut down. And if you can't do it, don't be hard on yourself, because it's horrible. It's a horrible thing. It's an easy addiction to get into. But if you can, even if you just get off it for a little bit of a while and let your body settle a bit more and keep an eye on your blood pressure and things like that, do it. So for me, there's been a few big highlights this year that I've just mentioned. 2024. What's the plans for 2024? What are my goals? What can I set? To say more gaming, because it's good for me. I want to be able to pick my guitar up this year and see if I can get back into playing before the end of the year. I don't think I will be able to, because the hand is still not great at all, and it takes a lot of dexterity to play guitar. But it's something I can aim towards, and if I fail, but I at least have a go during the year, then I can't really moan. I said on my live stream the other day, I haven't got any New Year's resolutions, but like a sort of personal, I want to say mantra or goal is end each year in a better position than you started it. If that's the best you can do, you're going forward, you're moving forward, you're improving. Just whatever it is in any way, shape, or form, any part of your life, whether it's cutting down on drinking, whether it's getting fit, eating healthier, learning a language, whatever, learning a musical instrument, whatever you can do. At the end of that year, if you're in a better position than you were at the start, then you're moving forward. And it's all about moving forward. Even if you have really horrible things happen to you, things that should set you back, can sometimes be the things that actually push you forward. In my case, having a stroke, which is a massive setback, has made me alcohol free and has made me appreciate what I've got at the moment a lot more than I did. So through adversity, we do find strength. And hopefully 2024 is going to be that year where my walking still gets better and better and my hand gets better, and I continue to spend more time with my daughter, and I continue to make friendships with other people and strengthen the friendships that I already have, not take people for granted, not take life for granted, and aim to finish 2024 better than I started it today. So that's it. Sounds really easy, doesn't it? But at least we can have a go. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic 2024. I hope 2023 was good to you. Let's make this year a better one. Thank you very much.